up on you? Hmm? You want to try and turn it up? It's on this side. Okay. So will I, so will I, so will I. Hello, hello. I knew y'all were going to get me for that. I have something that I'm definitely wanting to communicate with you guys today. And so I'm going to wait just a few more minutes until people start coming in, only because I don't want others to miss it. Yes, Lord. Good afternoon, good people. So today something has been on me very, very heavy. And it all started when I got up this morning. What ended up happening was, of course, I woke up and my children are like counting down the days every day. Mama, okay, you got X amount of days till your book come out. You got this day. So here today, like literally, my book, Unspoken Truth, will be out tomorrow. And so while I'm extremely excited about that, nervous, I was very, very nervous about it. For a very, very long time, God has, placed it on me to write the book. Even with everything that has been going on with the coronavirus and all this stuff, I ended up going over to my mom's house. And I was sitting on the couch, and I don't even remember what we were talking about. But in the midst of us talking, I heard God say, I prepared you for such a time as this. And so when I say, I have to tell you guys the journey about the book. Unspoken Truth was, I would have never even came up with that title. I had no earthly idea as to what to write. There was about 15 or 20 different versions of Unspoken Truth, if I could be real with you guys. The only reason that was because that was something I wanted to do on my own. I always wanted to, in my mind, I felt like, okay, I want to be an author. But when God put a mandate on me, he stopped everything. Like literally everything. And I'm trying to get through this without crying, because last year in June, got up, I remember I went to bed. It was a Sunday evening. We just came from church, had great church. Pastor gave, a great word. And I didn't know that my life was getting ready to change. Well, the whole time I was working, in my mind, I'm like, I'm super mom. I got this. I can surely write a book and work and be a mom and be a wife and still do all the other things that I need to do and be a daughter and a sister and a friend. All this, I could still do all of that, right? And God says, you can, but will you? So I'm like, no, I'm just going on with the motion. I'm steady going on. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I'm trying to, in the midst of my lunch break or on, when I have some downtime, I'm trying to write Unspoken Truth, right? And it's just not coming because I was trying to force it. So God was like, you know what, this particular Sunday, I come home and, I do whatever I need to do to get the week started, go to sleep. And I literally had a dream that I was getting fired. Had never had a dream like this before. And so, it bothered me, like, because I absolutely love my job. Like, what did I do, right? So I'm sitting there, and I get up the next morning, I go to work, and I walk in, and I talk to my supervisor. I walk straight up to her, and I say, hey, what's going on? I had a dream that I'm getting fired. Is there any truth to that? She looked me dead in the face, and she's like, no, Alicia, like, what are you talking about? I haven't heard anything like that. No, like, we just did your evaluation. Everything was good. I'm like, okay, all right. So that was Monday morning. Wednesday morning, I woke up and out of the blue, I just wasn't feeling good. So I called in and I said, hey, I'm not coming today. So my supervisor, says, okay, cool, fine. I get a text message sometime later that evening saying, call me from my boss, right? So I called her and she is like almost just tore up on the phone. And I remember when I was dialing her number, I heard God tell me, today is that day. And so while I heard her voice shaking and crying, I knew that that was love. I knew that she cared enough to shield me from that. But when I got on the phone, I told her, I said, I'm getting fired all day. And she broke. And she cried and she says, it's being a layoff. And I'm like, a layoff? Yeah. The grants, the company that I was working for was nonprofit. So the grants didn't come in. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, oh my God. How ironic. Months before that, God had allowed me and my husband to completely pay our house off. So I'm sitting here and I'm watching these things happen, right? And I mean, I'm going through the motions of saying, okay, I'm getting laid off. So they're like, they're going to pay, this happened in June. They're going to pay me up until July. So I'm like, okay. And after that, I'm just going to, collect the unemployment. Well, I'm going to be honest. I did not heed the warning that what God was telling me, because when I got laid off, I'm like, okay, well, cool. I have to find a job. I got to be working. I can't just sit at home. I can't stay at the house. I got to be doing something. I need to be moving around. I need to be doing this. I need to be doing that. God says, sit and stay still. Okay? I just can't do it. Like, I'm always moving. I'm always on the go. I'm always trying to do something for somebody. Do this, do that, do this, do that. Right? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, Father, you got to help me find a job. And God is like, so what do? I accept this position at this apartment complex. I go there, and because I'm in such a good space, a good headspace, especially, far as bills, we ain't hurting for no money, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, I'm just going in here. I'm going to tell them, I'm going to give them a ridiculous number. They come back and they actually give me $3 more on top of the ridiculous number that I asked for, right? So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in it. I'm gone. And I get there, and the whole time I'm there, I go through the hiring process. I go through all this stuff, jumping through hoops and hurdles. And I'm like, okay, God. God is like, I didn't ordain this. I didn't orchestrate this. And so in that process, what I did was I ended up hurting myself. Because when I left that job, I must have worked a week. When I left it, I messed up and couldn't get my unemployment, right? So no biggie. I'm saying all this to say, guys, because I'm going to go on and give you the rewind version, the fast forward version, rather. God put a mandate on me to write Unspoken Truth. Unspoken Truth, before I wrote Unspoken Truth, I remember speaking with Miss Alandra Lloyd over at the Writer's Block. And I remember initially out the gate saying, I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. I don't want to, because I considered my family's feelings through this entire process. And I'm thinking to myself, like, how can I be effective and write a story without including the main players, right? So there I am. Hey guys, there I am. And I'm like, okay, I don't know how to do this. Like, I mean, God, you really gonna have to help me. I remember Alandra Lloyd saying, this is your story. You need to tell it the way it was written. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh Lord, okay, here I am, another one. Hey, hon, just finished talking about you, Alandra. I'm sitting there, so I'm just like, and so she's telling me, Alandra's telling me, Move forward, move forward. Hey, Deborah. She's saying move forward. You have to write the story the way it was written. It was painful, it was nasty, it was hurtful, but all of that is what God wanted to use. And when he wanted to use that, because that had happened some 20 something odd years. And I'm 38 years old now. This happened to me when I was 11. But the whole walk of life, me being completely healed and whole, did not come until I decided to sit still. Like God literally had to pull me from a job that paid me well, something I absolutely loved doing, loved getting up, going, doing it, loved helping people. And God said, okay, now that you have followed all of my commandments, you went to this job, and I want to tell you guys about this job. When I applied for the position at Mid-City Redevelopment, matter of fact, I don't even remember applying. The girl called me up out the blue, and she only called me because on my resume she saw that I had gone to Glen Oaks High School. How ironic is it that we were at the same high school, never saw each other, never knew each other. God hid us in plain sight, right? So we're sitting there and we go through all of, the hiring stuff. And of course, I get hired. But something says, let me go back on and see where in the world I could have definitely put in, or even, let's go back to the hiring, the ad. Guys, I went to the ad that was on Indeed. 783 people had applied. 783 people applied for that position. And God said, this is where I need you to be. Okay, so boom, I walked through that door. And so why am I so hesitant when he tells me I need you at home, sitting still, listening to my voice and writing this book, right? So I'm sitting here like, okay, God, I can do this. I can do it. And he says, no, because if you could have, you would have. And so I'm just like, oh, okay, how ironic that we now have the coronavirus. Like, let's get into this, because Unspoken Truth, the book is sold. The pre-orders was amazing. You guys did wonderful. And if the book doesn't sell another time, I'm okay with it, because I know where God wants to take me. And so now it's about being obedient. The thing about it is that God has been trying to get our attention for a very long time. How ironic is it that he has to bring on something as drastic, or allow something as drastic as the coronavirus to hit us, to make you sit still and pay attention? Listening to his still small voice is something, y'all, we just have to do. Because even with me, with the book writing and all of that, I was still like, yeah, I could write a book, I could still go to work, and he said, no, that ain't what I told you to do. Sit your tail down. So that's what I did. I literally have not been on nobody's job since June. Every bill has gotten paid. Every need has gotten met. I've even had money for extra. I'm almost, you can catch us almost at any restaurant throughout the city. Me and my husband, we, and our friends, shout out to Brad and Cordia, my peeps. But we always out doing something. And so I'm saying this to say, God is allowing us to get still for just a moment. We have to know that in the moment that he's allowing us to be still, there's work to be done. Maybe now is the time to, start, sitting yourself down and saying, because I run across a lot of people that say, I want to start the year-long Bible challenge. Let's read I want to read the Bible. But then when you ask them, you see them a couple of, months or weeks later, where have you started? Oh, I picked up the book and I read Genesis. How many times we going to read Genesis? We already knew what happened in the beginning. You could read that out of a children's book story. Like, come on now. It's time to sit still and get close to God. Because let me tell you something. all of the walks that I've had to walk through, every obstacle, everything that unspoken truth is about, everything that unspoken truth talks about, everything I've had to go through, everything I've been through, everything that I'm gonna go through is all that's God's plan. That's just God's plan for my life. Now, why you say, okay, well, why would God, allow you to be molested and all this and that? Well, my thing is that I think about it like this. Who would I have been had that not have happened? And I'm not in no way, shape, form, or fashion giving any praise to the enemy for what he done to me. But my thing is that God allowed it, but he did not allow me to break in the process. So my thing is that I heard him tell me the other day when I was at my mama's house that I prepared you for such a time as this. There's a lot of people that go through this. There's a lot of people that's probably gonna go through this. You have to think about it. Now we about to be in close quarters where we having to deal with, because we have women. Do you guys know how many women are molesters, rapists? Like they doing this stuff too. I just would have never found them, that a woman would do that. But I mean, if it's any indication, think about it. Look at it. Tyler Perry molested by a woman. Like, there were men and women messing with him. To me, when I think about that, all I can say is, what was your home life structure like? What was your parenting? What was the parents or the parental guidance in your life? Like, what they were doing? We get so caught up in the world to where we allow certain things to happen on our watch. Don't get me wrong. My mom and dad allowed something to happen on their watch. I forgive them for that. I absolutely, without a doubt, love my parents. We've made amends. We've healed. We have moved forward. When I tell you right now, my mom is my biggest supporter. I really have cried. Like, was very, very nervous about unspoken truth even coming out. I was nervous about it because I know a lot of people already been, trying to figure out, what does it say? Is she talking about me? Did she name names? Is my name in the book? All this and that. And it's not. I want you to understand one thing. Unspoken truth is about the things that God allowed me to go through. It's not about anybody else. It's all about what God allowed me to go through and what he's brought me through. But God gets the victory of unspoken truth. So if it doesn't sell another copy, it's done its purpose. So this week, the book is going to be out in the morning. I'm definitely, as much as I possibly can, I'll be making house calls. I can, sling it out on the curb, whatever we got to do. We might be, we're going to be out in the city rolling, providing that the books even get here, because I've ordered, and so I'm actually waiting for those books to come in. But all I'm saying, guys, is now is the time for you to do the things that you've always wanted to do. Now is the time for you to step out your own way and let God use you in a mighty way. Now is the time for you to say, you know what? How much time do I actually sit down and spend with God? Now is the time to do all of those things, because my thing is that if you think about it, these things was written in the book of Revelation. After Revelation, there is no other book. Where do we go from here, guys? The return is near. We definitely got to start taking the time out to making time for God. Because you know what? When you get on that other side and all that turned up in the club and you popping bottles and all this and that, your video is going to play. Your scene is definitely going to be playing. What will it say? What will it show? Will it show that you ever made time for God? Because, making time for God ain't just about, going to jail and now you're saying, oh, okay, I got to pray because only God could get me out of this. Or having a bill, only God could, pay this bill. It's like, come on now. Are you getting close to the Father? It's like, I don't understand, y'all. We got to move forward because, my thing is that I really wanted to just come on here and just encourage you guys, because God is speaking. God is saying a whole lot in this moment. He is talking. Literally, I've had encounters with several different people this morning. I woke up this morning and I heard God's voice like, you need to tell this to the people. And I'm just like, first of all, like this is just like something, I'm good at doing one-on-one talking like this, speaking to you guys and not knowing, how y'all are receiving it, or, how you feeling about the message. It's like, you can't gauge the crowd, right? But I just have to be obedient. I had to be obedient. I had to come on here and say, and just let you guys know that even in these next couple of weeks, we need to be doing things that gives God the glory, because everybody does everything else for the devil. Everybody does everything else for the enemy. As soon as they, a song come on and they say, put your hands up, you got your hands up in the air and you bobbing from side to side. Music is downloading in your spirit, and music is such a powerful drug, guys, because you could either download some stuff. I mean, I know we've all had the experience. I'm not going to say that, I've always been a Christian all my life. I've allowed music to download in my system, even the ones that I didn't even really like. How you go to the grocery store or you washing dishes and out the blue you start singing a song. You be like, man, what am I thinking about? I don't even like that song. All I'm saying is, guys, we got to do better. We definitely have to do better. Or the consequences of not doing better it's gonna be hell to pay. It's gonna be hell to pay, guys. And my heart breaks for people who do not know how to get close to God. I'm just gonna tell you, first and foremost, you need to get yourself surrounded by people that love God, that is speaking the same things that you speak, and that is saying the same things that you got coming out of your mouth. My thing is that, iron sharpens irons. We have to definitely stay sharp. I love my circle of people. I mean, even, Lighthouse. When Lighthouse, when we get together, we do life together. We definitely, you could catch us at parties together. You could catch us at the restaurants together. We not just at church. We at each other's houses. We doing this. We doing that. My thing is that we do that on purpose, because iron sharpens iron. And we definitely, even when one of us is off, and I'm not saying that, that's something that's regular, but we all fall short. My thing is that I've been there. I've fallen short, and when you make the decision to follow after Him and to pursue Him in a mighty way, you make that one step. I guarantee you will not regret all of the things that I thought. Like, man, how am I gonna live in this world and not drink? How am I live in this world and not turn up? Like, how am I not gonna turn up? I'm gonna tell you. I wasn't like a huge party animal, but I turned up like everybody else. But I want you guys to know that we still do that. We still have an excellent time. Like, I've been so happy these last couple of years, just even being at Lighthouse, guys. I'm going to tell you why church is so important. When I made the decision to fully get myself acclimated in a system, in a church setting, to where I'm in there and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna take the chance and get to know the folks, because we've been in church all our life. But I'm only talking to the people that I know, right? Just selfish, not even allowing God to move on my behalf, or do the things that He needs to do, because God will use someone around you to help you to get to where you need to be. But it all starts with you. So I had to make the decision to say, okay, God, I'm going to fully trust you. Even with the working situation, I had to say, I'm just going to trust you. I've been on my own. I've been working since I was 14, on my own since I was 18. My thing is that I don't know nothing else to do other than to work. I've actually worked more for myself than I ever have on anybody else's job. And it's so much reward that comes from it. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't always know when I'm going to get, if a stream of income is going to come in here for me. But God says, I got you. And so I ain't never missed a beat. As you can see, I ain't missing no meals. So, I just wanted to encourage you guys. I wanted to also take the time out just to say to the ones that have already pre-ordered the Unspoken Truth. Unspoken Truth will, I'm waiting for them to come sometime this week. As soon as they arrive, I will definitely, make another video, and I'll keep you guys informed on how I will be, distributing those books out. Guys that are local here, definitely, as soon as they get in, I'm gonna be trying to swing by and put them in your hand. I know some folks have pre-ordered out of state, even over in Canada. Like, I cannot even, like, that blew my mind. And and God did that to me on purpose, guys, because I mean, like, the lady is from Canada, and she, stayed in my inbox. And I'm in hers, she in mine. And I was just grateful that she, even said, oh, okay, Unspoken Truth. Yeah, I want it. Like, I gotta have it. Like, I'm telling you guys, Unspoken Truth, like, it's really, really, truly gonna bless your soul. It's not just about, sexual trauma. It starts off that way, but the encounter of God is real. So I'm definitely, wanting to encourage you guys. If you have not, ordered, and you still want to order, I did order more books, so I will still have some extra. You can actually, in order to do that, I'm just only taking Cash Apps now, which my Cash App, I'm gonna put it in the description below. I'll put up the link later. But you guys, this book is gonna be so awesome. I'm excited. I'm grateful. I know that God has orchestrated this book. I know that He wants it out. I know that He is going to make sure that, people, honestly, I'm not, at this point, it's not even about any money. I'm doing this because I want people to know how real God is. I am a real person that started off, drinking, drugging, clowning, cutting. I've done it all. Like, literally, I've done it all in my life. And so, for God to have such a great encounter with me as He did, I'm telling you guys, it's awesome. I love Him. I fully trust Him with my life. And I'm praying that, whoever gets the book, all of y'all, that it will bless your life as well. I wanted to just come on here and just to, let you guys know that. But take some time and make time for God. I'm up every morning praying. If that's something you guys want to do with me, inbox me, let me know. We can get that started. I'm definitely still in the process. Y'all, swag is taking off. For those of you who don't know, I ended up from writing this book, God has led me to start my own nonprofit, and it's called Sexual Wellness Advocacy Group, also known as SWAG. SWAG is a nonprofit, but SWAG is definitely an organization that will definitely be healing, helping those individuals that have gone through sexual trauma to heal from sexual trauma. We also provide services for, we're out in the community providing services to you guys that just say, hey, how can I keep my baby safe? Or family members that have gone through, sexual trauma, because that's important too. It's very, very important that we all know that this is just not just it didn't just happen in my house. This kind of stuff is happening like everywhere. The young lady, I don't know what her story is, but for her to gravitate towards Unspoken Truth in the first couple of weeks all the way from Canada lets me know that something has happened, or she knows someone. I'm just saying, guys, we definitely need to start, building each other up. especially us as women. And I know that men have gone through this too, but my thing with women is that we got to stick together. We have to love on one another. It's time out for us tearing each other down. I get so excited when I hear about other people's news. I get excited like it's happening to me. And because my thing is that when one of us win, we all win. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm grateful that God even chose me as the vessel to use to spread this word and to get these things up, because he's trying to make sure that other people are healing. And now that I've gotten the blueprint of the healing of sexual trauma, I'm not just helping you to heal, but I'm helping you, to move past all these other little things, because the devil likes to try to leave you with remnants of all kinds of stuff. I even noticed just the other day, like I still had some remnants of a little anger, and I'm like, oh no, God, like you got to take this from me, because I don't want anything hindering my walk with him. If you all angry and bitter and you got stuff all up in your heart, like how he gonna get through that? So I've been praying. Hey, I'm a deacon at my church. I absolutely love God. But I want you guys to have the same encounter that I have. God is so awesome. Y'all, I was talking so much I hadn't even noticed all y'all. Hey. Like, I'm gonna have to go back and read all your comments later, but guys, like I said, I'll definitely be putting the link up for the Cash App for Unspoken Truth. If you are out of state, I still will be mailing those out. I still have some people in Wisconsin, Canada, other places that I have to mail out to. So we're going to definitely get that out. I just wanted to stop by just to encourage you guys and just to let you guys know that, Unspoken Truth will be on shelves tomorrow. So I am extremely excited that God chose me as the vessel, because there's plenty other people that he could have given this mission to, but I'm grateful that, he chose me. And I'm grateful that, I wasn't, I sat still long enough to hear his still small voice. And so I encourage you guys to do the same. I love you guys. Like I said, as soon as the books come in, I'll be making another video. If there's anything that, you need me to cover, if you want to start prayer, I can be up as early as 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm pretty much up early anyway. But I would definitely love to hear from you guys. And I mean, we got nothing but time. So, I mean, let's chat it out, because I can literally talk all day. So, but I'm not going to hold you guys. I just wanted to, just encourage you guys on that. Meet me in my inbox if you need anything. I'm going to put the Cash App. I'm also going to put the link to my nonprofit swag. I'm going to put that down in the comment section below after I get off the video. And we'll go from there. But thank you guys for all of the support, your patience and understanding, and all of the love that you guys have poured into me and Swag. My family has been blessed because of Swag. I've been blessed because of Swag. They've been blessed because, I ain't running around here like a crazy woman no more. So I'm just, I'm happy. I'm in love with King Jesus. I love him, and I know he loves me. And so, and he also loves you guys too. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Like I said, meet me in my inbox. Let's chat. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.